The number in your bank account has almost nothing to do with how wealthy you actually are. Some of the most financially fragile people alive right now are earning six figures. Some are earning more, and they have no idea why nothing is changing. Picture this. You worked hard to get where you are. You did the right things. You got the degree, or you built the business, or you climbed the ladder. The salary came. Maybe the raises came too. And yet, at the end of every month, there is not much left. You are not living recklessly. You are not blowing money on obvious things. But somehow the wealth never accumulates the way it should for someone at your income level. You tell yourself you need to earn more. Once you hit the next number, things will stabilize. But you have said that before. You hit the last number, and the same pattern followed you there. This is not a math problem. And it is not a discipline problem either, even though it has probably been framed that way to you. What is actually happening runs much deeper than either of those things. The standard explanation is simple. You are spending too much. You need to budget better. You need to track your expenses. Get a spreadsheet. Cut the subscriptions. Stop eating out so often. This logic makes sense on the surface. Spend less than you earn. Invest the difference. Repeat. It is the advice in every personal finance book, every YouTube channel, every Reddit thread. And most high earners have tried it. Some have tried it multiple times. The problem is that it works for a while. Then it stops. Then you feel guilty. Then you start again. And the cycle continues, not because the advice is wrong, but because it is targeting the symptom instead of the cause. People assume that high earners who stay financially stuck are just undisciplined, that they lack willpower, that if they just made better choices in the moment, everything would line up. But that framing ignores something important. These are often the same people who have enormous discipline in every other area of their life. They wake up early, they perform, they deliver at work. Willpower is not their problem. So if it is not spending, and it is not discipline, what is it? The real issue is identity. Specifically, what you believe you are entitled to spend based on who you think you are. When your income rises, your identity updates before your balance sheet does. You start to inhabit the version of yourself that earns this amount. And that version has a certain kind of car, lives in a certain kind of neighborhood, takes certain kinds of trips, wears certain things, eats in certain places, not out of vanity necessarily, but because it feels congruent. It feels like who you are now. Psychologists call this lifestyle creep, but that term makes it sound accidental, like something that sneaks up on you. It is not accidental. It is the predictable result of tying your sense of self to your income rather than your net worth. Here is where it gets more specific. High earners are particularly vulnerable to a pattern called status expenditure leakage. Every time you spend to signal your level, to yourself as much as to anyone else, money exits the equation permanently. It does not compound, it does not come back. It just marks your place in a social hierarchy that will require constant maintenance. And there is another layer. High earners often use spending as emotional regulation. Long hours, high pressure, chronic stress, these all create a psychological need for reward. The brain learns the pattern. Hard work produces discomfort. Spending produces relief. Do that enough times and it becomes automatic. You do not even feel like you are making a choice. You just feel like you deserve it. And technically, maybe you do. But deserving something and being able to afford it without consequence are two very different things. There is also what behavioral economists call income anchoring. When your reference point for normal spending is set by what your peers earn or spend, your baseline recalibrates upward. Things that once felt like luxuries start to feel like necessities. Things that once felt like necessities start to feel like minimums. You are not spending more because you want more. You are spending more because the definition of normal has quietly expanded around you. None of this is a moral failing. It is a set of cognitive and behavioral patterns that almost everyone falls into at higher income levels, because no one explains to you that the psychological game changes when the money changes. Here is the shift that actually changes the pattern. Stop optimizing your spending. Start interrogating your identity. Every financial decision you make is a vote for a version of yourself. The question is not whether you can afford something in this moment. The question is, what kind of financial identity are you reinforcing with this choice? High earners who build real wealth share one specific trait. They decoupled their lifestyle from their income at a critical moment. Not permanently, not ascetically, but they created a gap, a deliberate, protected space between what they earn and how they live. And they held that gap long enough for it to start working for them. The practical version of this is not a budget. Budgets are reactive. They police individual decisions. What actually works is what some researchers call a wealth identity anchor. You decide in advance, clearly and deliberately, who you are as a financial actor, not what you are allowed to spend, but what kind of person you are building yourself into. When the identity shifts first, the behavior follows without force. You do not restrict yourself from status spending because you are disciplined. You simply stop needing it in the same way, because you are no longer trying to signal something to yourself or anyone else. This is also why high earners who read finance books often retain none of it. The information is correct. But information does not change behavior at the level where the behavior is actually being generated. Identity does. You are not broke because you earn too little. You are broke because you spend in alignment with your income instead of your intentions. And that is a solvable problem. But it does not get solved with a spreadsheet. It gets solved when you stop performing the version of yourself that your income implies you should be, and start building the version you actually want to become. The most dangerous financial belief a high earner can hold is this: that more money will fix the relationship they already have with money. It will not. It never does.